Okay, the memory card filled up on me, guys, and I didn't notice it for a second. But anyway, I just put that snap ring in, and I was saying that you can't hit it with anything, a chisel or a punch or anything. I mean, if you're just trying to encourage it this way. Now, if you're trying to rotate it around, that's fine if you've got to put something on it and just, give it a little nudge, but don't strike it between the hammer and something solid, because it's a spring and it'll tweak. So now what I've done, remember how we were talking about we were going to slide that thing around, I just took a screwdriver, and when the joint was on, the snap ring was on it like this, I just took the screwdriver and just slid the thing around. So now we've got it underneath on the bearing surface, and now we're going to tap that down the rest of the way, seat that snap ring, and we're going to tap the second snap ring in. Now you want to make sure, you want to slide it, you want to get it in the groove, make sure it'll fit the groove, and slide it back and forth and make sure it's going to clear those ears, because you don't want to try to force the thing down in there if it doesn't want to go. So, the same thing, we're just going to tap it in place, just overcome that initial spring, bang, right there, screwdriver, and roll that thing around without stabbing yourself in the face or the hand would be preferable. Well, I'm going to try not to do it. You can do whatever you want. Come on, roll over. Bastard. There we go. There, just like that. And now that operates just a little bit hitchy, and we're not right perfectly centered. So we're going to tap that back that way just a bit, and we're going to give it just a light wrap on each side, and now that operates nice and smooth. But what you want to make sure you don't have is any slop back and forth. Now it's a little hard to tell now, but when you get it in the drive shaft, you'll be able to lock the drive shaft in the vise and see if you've got any movement back and forth. The tolerances on these joints are just a little bit loose, and that's to make up for different, because this was never intended to have a snap ring. So this was never a perfectly machined surface, so they're all a little bit different. So you've got to have a little bit of slop. So you've got to know to stack the thing up so it doesn't move back and forth, but you've got to have it loose enough that it will operate. You don't want to have a joint, that you got to move back and forth. It's got to operate smoothly. Okay, and if it's bound up, it's not going to grease properly either. So this is going to be good for now. We're going to go ahead and match our phasing marks up. I'm going to get this back in the vise. Just like that. We got our, hang on. Pay attention to what I'm doing here. Got our phasing marks back up. See? Now you can barely see the phasing mark here. That one's still nice and clear. So we're going to get, that's why we did two of them. So that one's set in place. Now same thing, we're going to slide it all the way to one side. Get that cap started. Oh boy. Yeah, see, that just jumped out of there. Did I lose any needles? Yep, see? Let me get the camera so I show you what happened. Okay, I hit that, and that joint jumped. And I don't know if you can see that, but a needle jumped out of place. Now, if I didn't notice that, and I just went ahead banging on it anyway, I'd shatter that needle. And man, that makes some kind of mess when you've got a broken needle in there rolling around. So let me find a pick and I'll get that stood back up.